I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing. But he just moved up from 147. So I'm just gonna treat him as a 147 pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the #1 fighter in all of boxing. You know, it's not like he's jumping up to fight. The jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10.
Right, yeah.
You know,
that's a fact.
But he was the #1.
Crawford's brave choice to lift heavier weights in order to fight a famous boxer is questioned by Canelo's sparring partner Vergil Ortiz, as he praises Crawford and talks about how hard the fight that lies ahead. The stakes of this already high-stakes battle rise even more. Soon, Vergil Ortiz will show where Crawford stands in his eyes. What they say might surprise you. I guess Crawford would be #1, he stated. That sounds good to me. Let's talk about this today. If he isn't, I don't think he is, but if he beats Canelo, he will be my pick. Ortiz admits that if Crawford beat Canelo, he would think of Crawford as the best boxer in the world right away. He makes it clear, though, that he doesn't think Crawford can pull off that upset, which shows what a huge job lies ahead. This gets US ready for a tough, high-stakes fight where lives will be lost. Every blow has the power to change the course of events, and Ortiz's point of view makes the fight more likely. In a fight, it's not just skill that counts. Who can really say that the throne is in question? Vergil Ortiz goes into more depth about the key factor that could decide the outcome of this titanic battle. The fact that size might be important is a sign.
I think he does, but the thing is he going to be able to even to capitalize on it? Because he's a smaller fighter. And look, I think people are thinking at the aspect of, can Crawford do it? Yes, I think he can do it, but can Canelo do it? And I think him doing it, he has a bigger chance of doing it than Crawford does.
Favors him.
Now, Canelo, he has obviously the size advantage, the strength advantage, intellect. I think Crawford edges him out in IQ. But I just think the weight difference is going to be the deciding factor here. I mean, we've seen Crawford get hurt.
Ortiz says Canelo has a big edge because he is bigger and stronger. Even though Crawford may know a lot about boxing, this difference in weight may determine who rules the fight and gets the bigger shots. It's not just skill. In this test of strength, every pound counts. Realizing this makes things more intense because it means that Crawford's speed and brains may not be able to beat Canelo's strength. There are more lives at stake than ever as the conflict inches toward a violent battle. In his thoughts on the most recent fights, Vergil Ortiz suggests that both fighters have been tough, but one stands out because of their dangerous timing.
We've seen Canelo get hurt, right? But I feel like
not lately.
Yeah, not lately. Not lately. It's been a while. When I seen Canelo's check hook against Berlanga, that shit was like this. You know, and Canelo's not slow either. Like, this shit was, I didn't see that coming at all. He just dropped him, and I was just like, damn, he still got it. He still got it.
Ortiz talked about how both Canelo and Crawford have been through hard times, but, as shown by his amazing left hook against Berlanga, Canelo's speed and accuracy in the ring continue to change the game. At this point, everyone is told that Canelo has not lost any of his strength or speed over the years. Whoever can land the final blow first can decide the outcome of the fight, which builds excitement for what's to come. Both fighters have shown they are tough, but Canelo still has the power to knock out opponents. This is a very exciting fight. With a shocking turn of events about Crawford's chances, Vergil Ortiz shows how high the stakes are in this fight.
I just think that Crawford just bit off a little more than he can chew, but if he can chew it and he beats him, which I think he can. I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he has 0% chance. Okay. I'm just thinking Canelo wins. But if he does, he will be my #1 fighter of all time.
Wow, I always knew that you had a lot of respect and admiration for him. Okay, so me and him was talking the other day about top 10 pound for pound, right? Mm-hmm. And he was saying that Boots is very, very close to being on top 10, or maybe even putting them on the top 10. And I said, you know, we're in an era where we got so many great fighters. Yeah. It's hard to knock guys off and put Boots on right now, even though I see that he's great.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Boots belongs on the top pound for pound right now?
Not yet. I don't think so. Not right now. I just, like you said, we have so many people right now, and he's now. I'm not knocking him as a future fight I see with him for sure. You know, I give my opponents or future opponents props because it just makes me look better. You know, for sure.
Why does everybody think like that?
I mean, I'm not gonna say like, oh, he's a bum, but why are you fighting a bum then?
That's so simple and people don't get it.
Yeah, you know, so I will never knock my opponents like that.
Crawford may have been a tough opponent, but Ortiz knows he still has a chance to win. To title and pull off an upset, this possibility makes the competition more exciting, since a win could mean the end of everything. It's harder because they know that beating Canelo could change boxing history and make someone a new king. As the fight gets closer, fans are thinking if Crawford can beat the odds or if Canelo can show why he is still the favorite. This great battle is going to be very exciting and dramatic. When Vergil Ortiz talks openly about how hard he trains with Canelo, he hints at a time when Canelo's skill and strength in the ring were shown.
He hits hard, but he was held. I don't know. He held back for sure. Yeah, he held back for sure. But the one thing I remember was I set him up for a shot and it worked. I don't want to say which one because I just don't want to give up my secrets or what. I'll tell you after. Yeah. But I hit him with like a hard hook. I'm talking about like I made him drop his hand thinking I was gonna do something else, and I hit him as hard as I could, and his head went like this.
Ortiz's story shows how unexpected Canelo's blows are and how skilled and smart they are, which makes him a tough opponent. This video of them sparring shows that Canelo can surprise even the best boxers with powerful, well-timed blows. It really gives them an edge in the fight, where skill and strategy will be just as important as strength. It's even more important now that everyone knows Canelo holds back but can blow up when the time is right. People are expecting the coming war to be a lesson in timing and power. Abel Sanchez talks about Canelo's growth and changes, suggesting that each punch has meaning and effects, and that these changes may have an impact on the upcoming fight.
Judges had a different. Canelo's improved, he's matured, he's gotten bigger, he's gotten stronger. So I think he's not only a better fighter now, but he's a bigger fighter with a little more punch. He's learned how to pace himself and throw the punches that he needs to throw to end fights.
Sanchez says that Canelo is smarter and more skilled in the ring than Sanchez, even though Canelo is bigger and stronger. Sanchez says that Canelo exactly controls his punches and energy. He is an even more dangerous opponent, and because he is more experienced and moves faster, he can end fights quickly. He adds a new level of danger to the fight with his amazing grip on rhythm and power. With so many new players, the fight is sure to get heated as power and strategy clash. Fans are looking forward to a fight where Canelo's progress will have a big effect on the outcome. It sounds like Abel Sanchez tells Crawford some very important things that will help him have a chance against Canelo.
I would have been preparing for this fight way before the Mandramov fight. I would have had him up fighting guys, bigger guys, and doing a lot more strength and conditioning because he's definitely going to need that. Yes, he's going to be better and faster in the first 3 or 4 rounds because he is big, faster than Canelo.
Sanchez says that before the fight, Crawford needs to train harder and get past tougher challenges in order to resist Canelo's impact. He warns that speed alone won't be enough and stresses how important it is to be very strong and train a lot. This new information adds an exciting new layer to the fight and shows how being physically ready could make all the difference. As the fight gets closer, it's clear that Crawford needs to keep up with the high stakes of his preparations or risk losing. The fight looks like it will be a true test of strength, stamina, and technique. With more information about Crawford's problems and a hint at how powerful Canelo might be, Abel Sanchez writes an interesting piece.
Once Canelo starts pounding on his arms and pounding on him, it's a big truck hitting you, man, and it's going to be difficult to stay away from him unless he does a skull fight. But I don't think he's got the legs, especially at 168 that he had at 147.
Sanchez warns that once Canelo starts wearing out Crawford's arms, it will be very hard to stop the damage because Crawford is heavier. It's harder for him to keep up with the other fighters and keep up his speed and endurance. This really makes Crawford feel like he needs to come up with a smart plan right away or suffer loss. As the fight gets closer, each move and blow gets stronger, making it a real test of strength and will. Along with testing skill, the upcoming fight looks like it will be a harsh test of strength and resilience. Abel Sanchez hints at a dangerous turning point in the fight by implying in a subtle way that Crawford's speed might only work at the beginning.
Oh no, of course it's gonna help him, but it's gonna help him only at the beginning of the fight when Canelo is trying to assimilate the speed. After he catches on to certain things that Crawford does, he'll be able to hit him. It may not be with a combination like, say, he's used to hitting other people, but he'll hit him. And as the fight goes on, those punches will be money in the bank that he'll be able to capitalize on later.
Sanchez says that Crawford's speed could be a problem at first, but Canelo's flexibility and power will change the result. As the fight goes on, these powerful blows will become necessary tools that wear Crawford down over time. Every second in the ring is important because the mood can change a lot. The fight takes on a whole new level of drama now that we know that patience and timing could make all the difference. Canelo's experience could be the deciding factor in this match, which looks like it will be a tough test of heart and strategy. Abel Sanchez gives an important study of Crawford's training and mobility, which makes it more likely that weight will be a big factor in this fight.
No, Crawford's a great fighter, man. It may look like it hurt him, but he's been in the gym, he's been sparring, he's been doing all the things that are necessary. What's going to hurt him is that he's going to be at a heavier weight.
That's the main
And
thing.
he won't be as mobile. He wasn't mobile against, or as good as he's been at 47 when he fought at 54 against Madrimov. So now he's going to be fighting 168 pounders as used to fighting 175 pounders. That's a big difference. I hope that he doesn't come in too heavy, because I think the weight will affect his movement and will tire him out a little bit more. I just look for a great fight.
Sanchez says that Crawford has been working hard and is a great fighter, but that his weight of 168 pounds might make him slow down and lose energy. Because of this change, Crawford may not be able to move around as easily, which would make his strategy more difficult. Because they might get tired faster, it's more important for him to keep the fight short and explosive at the start. As both fighters get ready, everyone is waiting to see if Crawford will be able to stay sharp against Canelo, who is naturally bigger. The fight looks like it will be very exciting, and the winner could depend on how strong and quick they are. Abel Sanchez spills an important secret about Canelo's late-round strategies, suggesting that he uses power and accuracy to wear down opponents.
I think Canelo wins a going-away decision just because I think he pounds on him and he starts to go away maybe in the 7th or 8th round, winning rounds. If you notice any of Canelo's last, let's just say last 7, 8 fights after the Bivol fight, and even before Bivol, after the 5th or 6th round, it's a sparring match for him. You know, he's throwing punches like he's got nothing to worry about, you know, throwing a caution to the wind, and he's been hurting people that way. So I think that's what happens in this fight. I don't think that Canelo or Eddie or Chepo are going to take a chance at Canelo getting cut, they just say, and jeopardizing the next fight, or him landing a wrong punch because he's going slower than he should and hurts his hands. Like, I don't think that they're smarter than that. They're professionals, and I think that they're doing everything as they should, not taking any chances, but not going less than 100%. I don't think so.
Sanchez talks about how professional and calm Canelo's team is by saying that they won't take any unnecessary risks that could affect future fights. Their goal is to do their best while also protecting Canelo's health and longevity, which adds another level of planning outside of the ring. This new information makes people even more worried about Canelo's ability to mix being aggressive and being careful in this important fight. Fans have to wait for more than just skill and strength. They also have to wait for the clever plan that could decide the outcome. The fight is exciting because both sides want to win. It has a lot of strategy, heart, and accuracy. As the fight night gets closer, Terence Crawford is being accused of using performance-enhancing drugs (PDIS) to get an unfair edge. There is more and more news about these claims, which adds to the drama that was already building. Greg Hackett strongly defends Crawford by denying the doubts that are going around and showing how false these stories are. He stresses how important it is to help Crawford as a group during this very important time. This expert endorsement doesn't spread false stories about the fighter. Instead, it shows his strong support as he prepares for the hardest challenge of his career. The debate is only going to make things more tense and intense as the battle gets near. Everything now matters in this big fight that's about more than just fighting skills. On fight night, Greg Hackett talks about the growing accusations against Terence Crawford, which makes it sound like he has a strong opinion about his paid use. In his note, he says that Crawford is being looked at more closely than Canelo and his group.
If he did take something or he is taking something, I don't care. You know why? Because I know that Canelo get down like that. I know a lot of Mexicans. I know a lot of them. I got Mexican friends. You know what I mean? I got Mexicans that I done went through it with and all types of shit. I know a lot of Mexicans. I grew up with them. I never seen a Mexican built like that in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about even one who work out. I never seen a Mexican built like that in my life. So it's crazy that people pointing a finger at Bud and nobody's saying nothing about Canelo and his whole team being caught on PEDs. You know what I'm saying? His trainer is a known trainer that trains guys that's on PEDs.
Hackett makes the point that the PED claims aren't usually looked into by talking about his own experiences with many Mexicans and how rare it is to naturally find a body like Canelo's. He doesn't talk about the problem with Canelo's team and keeps saying how unfair it is for people to blame Crawford. This shows a disagreement between the people fighting and also between stories and names. It makes the build-up to the battle more intense and suspenseful. Even though the fighters are getting ready to fight, these claims are making things more exciting. Now, every charge and defense adds to the tension and makes the fight more dramatic. Even though rumors are going around, Greg Hackett stays calm and says again that he will always back Terence Crawford. He says that the goal should be to keep people's attention on the fight and not on anything else that might try to take away from how important it is. People who try to hide this historic event through pointless talk are called out by Hackett, who stresses that the fight is what really matters. His support shows that he believes in Crawford's skills and ability to lead a great fight. This comment gets people even more excited by telling them that the ring, where history will be made, should be the center of attention. The tension grows as both fighters get ready to give it their all. This fight is real, and every moment of it is tense and intense. The point is to show who really deserves to be king or queen. Greg Hackett talks about the strange path that Terence Crawford took to get to this big battle, which suggests that there were choices made earlier that could have changed the outcome. He hints in a sly way at what might have happened if a different boxer had won.
If it's one man to do what he's trying to do, it's going to be Bud. You know what I'm saying? Bud has put himself in position for this fight. It's so crazy because remember, we was talking about Earl at one point supposed to be fighting Canelo, or they was entertaining the thoughts of it. Yeah. So maybe if Earl won that fight when he fought Bud, maybe this would be
I think
Earl. So since it's not Earl, and it's Bud, and Bud wasn't expected to be here, I think it's a lot of people mad about that. But guess what? We can't roll back the hands of time, and we here, man. And I hope Bud wins. I hope he wins.
Many people, especially those who thought a different fight would happen, have been surprised by Crawford's rise to this point. Hackett says Crawford wasn't the favorite to be here, which gives the fight a sense of upset and anger. Fans get more and more excited as they wait to see if Crawford can seize this one-of-a-kind chance to surprise everyone. In this unexpectedly high-stakes fight, every punch counts, and the heat is on. Because there is so much at stake, this fight is sure to be a scene that people will never forget. Greg Hackett gives us a better look at Bud's body and hints at the reason why many fans and reviews find his shape hard to understand. This understanding brings out Bud's careful balance underweight.
Bud body is, the reason people can't believe it, he always looks skinny because he coming from 35 and all of that, right? But the reason he looked that way, his weight is distributed perfectly through his body. What I'm saying is, sometimes you got a person, the upper body might be real big, they might have skinny legs, or the upper body might be real like flimsy, lousy looking, but got big legs, or they might just have a big stomach. His weight is distributed evenly through his body. If you look at his arms and you look at his legs, his arms and his legs are the same size. You know what I'm saying? His midsection, he don't get real he don't get like a round belly, he just fill out. You know what I'm saying? So I paid attention to him. I don't think he on steroids for real. I think he just...
Hackett says that Bud's weight is generally spread out over his body, with no part being significantly stronger or weaker than the rest. This even distribution gives him a clear advantage and keeps his strength and energy steady. Also, it goes against common sense for a fighter to put on weight, which makes the physical aspects of the fight more intense. Knowing how Bud's body works as the fight gets closer makes me wonder how he will deal with Canelo's size and strength. Fans are still curious about how well this strong frame would do in the tough ring test, even though the big fight is getting closer. Terence Crawford has kept a strong and determined attitude. He talks about how ready he is and how his hard work and preparation have made him feel confident. He said, "I'm ready. I did a lot of work. I believe in myself and my team. I'm sure I can win this big fight because I'm ready and trust the process. I intend to demonstrate my abilities on fight night because I am aware of them. By refusing to let the challenge ahead overwhelm him, Crawford demonstrates a fighter who has a strong belief in his preparation and approach. His unwavering resolve gives the combat story a powerful psychological edge. This self-confidence paves the way for a conflict in which mental toughness may prove to be just as crucial as physical strength. Supporters can tell that Crawford is ready to make an impression in addition to competing. With both boxers contributing heart and skill, the impending bout is sure to be a memorable encounter. The anxiety and excitement are increasing as the fight night approaches. Throughout their preparations, both fighters have displayed extraordinary skill, strategy, and heart. Canelo's strength and experience will be pitted against Crawford's quickness and quick thinking. It looks like this matchup will go down in history. Fans may find themselves on the edge of their seats as it is a true test of strength, stamina, and mental toughness. What will be the decisive moment in the fight? Will Crawford's quickness and tenacity cause an upset, or will Canelo's late round pressure or him down? As the rounds progress, how will each fighter's approach change? While we wait for the bell to sound, these are just a few of the urgent questions. We are interested in your opinion. Post your ideas in the space provided for comments below. Remember to subscribe to our channel and watch for more exciting developments and videos like this one. You won't want to miss any of the suspenseful moments building up to the fight, and the countdown is on.